Welcome Sagittarius to your in-depth weekly forecast for week commencing the 18th of March for the Ascendant, the Sun or the Moon. On the screen now I'm showing your event chart for the start of the week. You can see that the Sun and Neptune are side by side in your 4th house. This is going to make you much more sensitive to your immediate environment, whether it's to do with where you live itself or the surroundings. That's something that you just seem to have a greater connection with. You may even find yourself feeling much more sentimental about emotional issues or even about family members. But as last week came to a close, there was a quarter moon in your sector of relating, and that energy is going to pour itself all through the back of this week, and that was in the sign of Gemini. For you, the sector of partnerships. So if a partnership or a relationship does feel a bit muddled or confused at the start of this week, it wouldn't be a surprise. So for example, if you're with someone that you're deeply invested with, but you don't feel that they have a good perception of how you're feeling unless you actually make it clear, that could be something that could be quite frustrating. But you get a huge lift on Wednesday, Sagittarius, when the Sun bustles into Aries, your sister fire sign, and this brings in the spring equinox and the start of the Western tropical astrological year. The following 13 weeks are a real opportunity for you to demonstrate just how passionate and individualistic you can be. Look to showcase your creativity over that period of time. But because the Sun is angling to Pluto, newly arrived in your 3rd house of everyday communication and ideas, the conviction that that combination can give you can help to dispel some of the mists that that quarter moon and that combination between the Sun and Neptune created. But it is true that as Venus moves forwards this week, also in Pisces, it applies to Saturn. If you're trying to make some changes to your home, be a bit more organised, or perhaps decluttering, redecorating, perhaps getting some new furnishings. If you're in the north, working on your garden space. If you're on the south, perhaps harvesting some vegetables that you've grown. That can be a lovely thing to do. But if that lack of emotional connection is still showing itself, with Venus applying to Saturn, it could make you feel much more inclined to protect your boundaries and your emotional needs. And one of the outcomes from this is that with Mars moving into your 4th house on Friday, it's going to make you feistier about protecting your position. For example, if you've been getting some work done at home and someone's proved unreliable, perhaps even a little bit evasive, not giving you a clear timetable of when they're going to get the work done, Mars moving into your 4th house is really going to see you talk to them and motivate them and let them know clearly that you're not satisfied with the delays. But also, as the week draws to a close, Venus and Jupiter your ruler, come into a glorious alliance. If you do work from home or you're a keen hobbyist or crafter, you can really be in your element as this week draws to a close. If you are thinking about selling a property or trying to get a lease on a new rental, that can be actually a very hopeful indicator. So as much as the Sun applying to Neptune can create confusion, Venus applying to Saturn make you cooler about where you feel you're not getting your needs met, by the end of the week I feel that you're going to be on much stronger form and really taking on any challenges, but most of all wowing people with the force of your personality.